Hey guys, my name is Spencer Kaufman. Thank you for watching the Deception Tips videos. They're all about teaching you how to read people and detect deception so that you will know when someone is lying to you. In this video, we're going to talk about the first deception tip, which is about arm folding and how it has many different meanings. That is a key thing when it comes to reading people and determining what body language means, is to remember that many different signs always have many different meanings, and no one sign is an exact indicator of deception. So today we're going to talk about arm folding and the different things that it could mean. So here it is. This is deception tip number 1. Liars will often fold their arms defensively in an unconscious attempt to minimize body language. So that was the first deception tip. Keep in mind, arm folding can look different depending on the person and depending on whether or not they are male or female. For example, men tend to fold their arms a little higher on the chest. Women fold their arms a little lower across the belly. So that could be two different things. If you see a man folding his arms lower, that may mean something. If you see a woman who folds her arms a little higher, that could also mean something different. There are many different scenarios that you can see and that you can watch. In addition, reverse variation of arm folding, which is something that is really kind of odd and you don't see it too often, but there are certain people that do it. They fold their arms behind their back. And this is something that is a strange gesture because it looks out of place, and not very many people have that shoulder flexibility to be able to do so. So that's kind of like an outlier gesture, that if you see someone folding their arms behind their back and you think, oh, arm folding means XYZ, well, this isn't stereotypical normal arm folding, so that would be something different. But let's get into what the different things that it could mean when someone folds their arms. So, for example, if someone folds their arms and it's cold outside, what could be a reason that they do that? Well, they could be cold. In addition, the most common response and the most common meaning when someone folds their arms, if you were to ask 10 people on the street and find out what they think it means when someone folds their arms, most people are going to say it means that that person is being withholding or defensive or something like that. They're trying to keep something. They're being a little bit defensive. They're on edge. And so that is also something that arm folding could mean, but you have to keep in mind that arm folding alone does not always mean that. For example, suppose I fold my arms and I kind of lean back like this. What does that mean compared to if I fold my arms and I'm leaning in like this? If I'm leaning back while folding my arms, that kind of could mean that, well, I'm kind of withdrawn from the situation. I don't really like what's being said. I'm resisting. I have my arms folded in an attempt to block whatever may be spoken about or whatever could be happening. Conversely, if I'm folding my arms and leaning in, that tells you that I'm invested in the conversation, that I may like what's going on. I'm engaged. Even though my arms are folded, my body is situated and oriented towards whatever is happening. So that is an example of a pattern or cluster of behaviors, which is something that we are going to talk about a lot throughout all of these videos, because patterns and clusters of behaviors are exactly what you need to look for. For example, arm folding by itself could mean that someone is cold, it could mean they're defensive, or maybe they are a little bit insecure or feeling vulnerable, so they're folding their arms in an attempt to kind of give themselves a little bit of a hug or give that kind of a feeling of a hug. Then that's a comfort gesture. So there could be plenty of different meanings of this one gesture, but when you start to see it with other things such as leaning in or leaning back, or if you see someone fold their arms and cross their legs, and multiple different gestures happen with that, now you've started to build what's called a pattern or a cluster. And each of those gestures, though they could have many different meanings, through the pattern, you can start to narrow out what those meanings are. So for example, if I fold my arms, and then you could say, all right, well, he's either cold, he's giving himself a hug, or he's being defensive or withholding. Then if I lean in, now you say, well, he's probably not cold because he's not going to lean in. It's probably not going to be a hug because now he's looking engaged, so it's not going to be defensive either. Maybe he's just folding his arms as a comfort position or a normal position that means nothing. Or if I fold my arms and I lean back, Now you could say, well, that's probably folding the arms for defensiveness, and because he's leaning back, which could also be resisting or drawing away, that could be the defensiveness area. So by using multiple different gestures and putting them together into a pattern or cluster of behaviors, you will be much better able to determine what one specific gesture means. I want to thank you for watching these videos. I would love it if you subscribe to the channel on YouTube. Feel free to leave any comments you have there as well. Also, if you would like some more information on any of this, we have books, podcasts, and blog posts all available on spencerkaufman.com that are all dedicated to teaching you exactly what everybody is saying. Until next time.